is Saturday night. That means it is time for me to torture myself, hanging out with two people that don't even like me and reading really stupid posts on the internet for your entertainment. I hope you appreciate the things that I go through for you. Anyway, I hope you're having a wonderful weekend so far. Uh, Welcome back to Brony Debates, and yeah, joining me as always is the gorgeous Princess Petals Blossom. I'm still trying to get used to saying the word petals there. I hate it when people change their names on me. How you doing, babe?
I'm doing great, just trying to unknot yarn.
Oh, you're gonna be fighting with that the entire stream.
Yeah, that's the point.
Alrighty then, and the gorgeous DJ Skywalker. How are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm here just enjoying what's left of dinner.
What'd you get for dinner?
We grilled some chicken legs, and I made some of Heather's favorite, microwave mac and cheese.
God, you were such a trash bucket.
You know, was it last week we were talking about because people were saying, oh, you know, we in the server they were saying, oh, we want to hang out with Brawny, and I'm like, well, your best chance to do that is going to be come to Marefair, because odds are Petals is going to drag me to Marefair, so that's where I'll be if you want that. And you know, if we get enough people, we can make a big old hangout of it. And I'll cook. I'll bring everybody a pizza. And this freaking dude was like, dude, listen to the way you cackle like a witch. You're evil.
I think Brawny, like a bitch. A bitch.
I'm a Christian. I don't like cussing. Anyway,
Christians love cussing.
yeah. So this freaking dude goes, I don't know if I trust Chef Brawny, and I'm like, son, I am probably the best cook you know. Everybody there's a lot of things that I do, right? And I don't really claim to be good at any of them, but I get no complaints on my cooking anymore. I haven't for a long time. I've made a lot of the mistakes, and I've figured a lot of it. And I've perfected my pizza. I make a really good frickin' pizza now. Although I will say last night I made a lasagna, and I think I put too much meat in the sauce. It's a very, very heavy lasagna.
I liked it.
You know, and that's really all that matters. DJ, you want some lasagna?
The only lasagna I've ever eaten was the one that made me make in high school that was a vegetarian.
Well,
God, that's disgusting.
That's wrong then. That's
At
like
least it wasn't vegan.
That's like,
it still had cheese.
I guess so. That's like me going, hey, DJ, you want to come to church? And DJ goes, I went to church once and I wasn't really into it. Well, where'd you go? I went with the Mormons.
Well, God, I hate their church. It's 3 hours.
You didn't really get an authentic Christian experience there. Same thing with vegetarian lasagna. The frick.
We had a very confusing cooking class.
Yeah, I suppose so. Harriman going, heresy, too much meat. Listen, the only reason I say that is because the lasagna kind of has trouble, like, staying together. So, like, the on this particular one, and I know exactly why, right? Like, I almost did it on purpose, but it still came out kind of weird, is, I had so much freaking leftover sauce from last week when I made spaghetti, and I'm like, I just got to get rid of this sauce. So I dumped 3 pounds of ground beef into the sauce, heated up, and put it in the lasagna. And now it doesn't hold its shape like it should. There wasn't enough cheese in there, so I needed thicker layers of cheese and maybe a little less meat sauce. That distant slapping sound is me face palming. What else we got in the chat right now? Trent letting me know that parental guidance is set to made for kids. Thank you. YouTube probably did that automatically. I'll go fix that sometime soon. Shatira saying, hey. Aventicus saying, we do appreciate you. Gojillion says, you really want torture? I'd make you watch a troll in Central Park. Now, Gojillion being in the chat reminded me of something interesting I saw a couple of days ago. I was actually listening to one of Lio Convoy's streams, and he popped in there with a super chat, and Lio pronounced his name as Goji Lion. And now I don't know which is the correct way to pronounce his name. What do you guys think?
I thought it was Leo Convoy.
Well, I thought so at first too, and then I heard him pronounce his own name. So yeah, and Paladin saying, Petals, Brawny, I need your help. Donut is crazy tonight. What's good? Okay, so it is Goji Lion. So you've just been letting me say it wrong for the several years that you've been in my Patreon. Lovely.
He just likes it. What if he
Alright.
just intentionally changes it? Be like, this is gonna be so fucking funny.
He wouldn't be the first person. I mean, between Heather changing her name to Petals, between Reyes having like 4 or 5 different names in the time that I've known him, I gotta stop letting people change their names. Like, listen, you whatever you introduce yourself to me.
Oh, like you're the law?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I am. I am the Brown Horse Sensei, Brawny Buck. I am the authority. Anyone who disagrees can defeat me. Anyone who disagrees can fight me. And if you win, then you can be the law. Until then, I am Brown Horse Sensei Brawny Buck, and I am the ruler.
What am I supposed to do about nosy bitches?
Suplex.
Can't do that at work.
All right.
Could if you weren't a coward.
Okay, so anyway, let's get to it. So we do have a new, despite the thumbnail that I was too lazy to change, community soapbox, starting with Bronies Are Weird. And
it's been 84 years.
Yeah, it's been, and we had a few other threads that Petals gave me throughout the week here, and some that were backlogged from the last time we tackled this thing. So let's get into it here. I
already glanced at the first one. I'm already annoyed.
Yeah, so Bronies Are Weird. I'm newer to the fandom, well, there's your first mistake, and have been slowly learning about the history of it. I started watching the show when I heard about Netflix removing it and figured I'd finally give it a shot. I was very quickly hooked. Unfortunately, doing a deep dive on the online fandom was freaky to say the least. So, by the way, just so you know, I'm assuming Mr. Hydro Cole, I was joking earlier when I said that was your first mistake. Welcome to the fandom. We always need new members around here. The first thing I discovered was the gore stuff on YouTube. All of the most popular YouTube videos about ponies were gore for some reason. Really gross stuff like Rainbow Factory and cupcakes. I don't get this at all. I didn't think for a single second when watching the show that I'd want to see these characters harmed in any way. If anything, I wanted to protect them from the fandom more than anything. Then I discovered the Clop fandom and how almost all bronies are into it. Ooh, gee, I don't know about that actually. It's definitely not all. In fact, it may not even be the majority, but I will say there are too many. Anyway, I read old polls on this site where the majority were the ponies, majority were into ponies, and it seems like it has only gotten worse. I read brony conventions have slowly opened up Clop vendor halls, and they are by far the most popular. Well, you could just say Mare Fair. I mean, everybody knows. Oh, and he says it in the next sentence. then there was Mayfair, which was a con that was completely filled with pony clop. It's amazing to me that so many people are sexually attracted to these characters. Luckily, there are still a lot of amazing things about the Brony fandom. There's a lot of wholesome animations and art, lots of adorable plushies and great things too. It's just sad that the dark side is so prevalent, and when I discover a new favorite artist who draws amazing things, I quickly find a not safe for work page where they post a million clop images. It is not
Well, that's
surprising.
just the game, baby. Gotta make that green.
Yeah. It is not surprising to me now that the pony fandoms has gotten such a bad rep. It's worth it to me, but definitely seems to have chased many away. Okay. You know what? I have a lot to say. None of it's good, but let's hear from these guys first. DJ, what do you think?
I think this is a teenager discovering their first fandom, because anyone who's been on the internet at all knows this is the exact same thing for any fandom out there.
I was just about to say, yeah, I agree, because I'm just like, really? You're that surprised by Clop? Have you not heard of Rule 34?
That's in every fandom.
Yeah, every fandom has that. Yeah, even if the so-called innocent ones. So my guess is they don't have like that, or they don't have a lot of experience with fandoms, which if you're a nerd, I find it very hard to believe unless you lived in like a bubble.
That's an interesting take. Heather, what do you think?
About the same thing as DJs. They seem highly inexperienced. Bronies are weird is an interesting title to go with. I mean, you know what? Weird doesn't have like the big like negative connotation in fan spaces as it would in others. So like, I'm taking it very lightly, but you know, they're just like treading their toes into things. I hope no one told them about the jar yet. Let's wait on telling them about the jar.
All right, now it's my turn, and here's the thing. I, with all of my experience in this fandom, have come to the belief that we should be shunning the dark side of the fandom. It's weird, and I have seen it, you know, and this sort of plays into what I was saying, you know, earlier tonight before we went live, but it used to be that, like, when you found someone in the fandom that was into weird stuff, that, like, this is a show that's meant to be wholesome. It's meant to be cute. It's meant to be funny. It's meant to appeal to all ages, so that all demographics can enjoy it, and it has done a great job of being a unifier, and I admire that. But then for some reason, people connected and say, okay, now I need to see these characters get brutally murderized. I need to see these characters in sexually explicit scenarios. And it used to just be, oh, that's just like another part of psychology, and you want to express your admiration through these other of the show, through other aspects of your psychology that plays into, you know, your sexuality or violent catharsis, which all humans have. And I sort of bought that, and I never got around to making this video because but back in 2015 I made a video with what was her name, Obab Scribbler, and we were talking about this stuff in the fandom and whether or not it should be there and whether or not it actually affects other people, and those were the explanations that she gave me. What happened was we made the video, I spent like 40 hours editing it, and then while it was exporting, the hard drive that it was on corrupted, and I had to remake my assets and, you know, basically build up everything I had used for my channel from scratch again. And I never got back around to remaking that video. I still have all of the audios for it and all the files and all the research that I did and all, yeah, it's 10 years old now. So maybe I'll have to do that.
You're gonna have to redo that research. Just make sure it's up to date.
Yeah, or just put at the beginning, like, I imagine what I would have to do is put a disclaimer at the beginning of the video and say, this was the research and the numbers of the time, and you know, now that it's so far in the future, you know, this may or may not have changed in any direction. But since then, and I sort of bought it, I understood, I chose to understand at the time, but since then, I have seen the type of people that are into this stuff and what they become. Like it's not always just innocent. In fact, it starts innocent, like, haha, isn't this funny? We're you know, I'm gonna say disgracing these characters, right? Because this is supposed to be innocent. It's supposed to teach a good lesson. It's supposed to be moral. It's supposed to be good for you, and you are corrupting it. So I'm going to say disgracing the show, disgracing these characters. Isn't it funny? It might start out like that, and occasionally a joke like that is fine. I can handle a little bit of dark humor now and then. But it left unchecked, it grows into something perverted, and it grows into something sociopathic. And I have seen what the porn has done to so many bronies' brains. It literally has rotted them out, done irreparable damage to their mind, souls, and body. I'm not with it anymore. I don't understand anymore. I have seen the consequences. I have seen what happens, and it is comparable to me of like looking at a before this person was addicted to heroin and after this person was addicted to heroin, and going, why would anybody want to get involved? And everybody, and the same with drugs, everybody always says it's not going to be me. It's a skill issue. I can stop whenever I want. This, that, and the other thing. And then sure enough, just give it time. And even if you are different in that way, that you aren't going to fall, you are not susceptible to the psychopathy that needs to go into getting enjoyment out of such gory, violent content or such sexually explicit content. Imagine the bowl of Skittles or M&Ms or whatever your favorite pieces of candy is, right? And there could be 1,000 pieces or maybe even just 100 pieces of candy in that bowl, but one of them's going to kill you. Are you still going to take that? And what's worse is like, yeah, I could take 1 or 2 pieces. I like those odds, right? But it's addictive. So then, sure enough, you've eaten the entire bowl of candy, the poisoned one as well, and now you're stuck, and now you've done this damage to your mind, body, and soul. I have seen the consequences. I no longer support it. I think we should be like, it's not going to make sense to try to ban it because censorship doesn't work, and it's a violation of our human rights. So but I do believe, and I do wish that we as a community would come together and say, hey, this is not good. This should not be here. This is an all ages show. This is damaging our mind, body, and soul. We should not encourage this, right? So it wouldn't make sense to try to ban it, to try to censor it, this, that, or the other thing. But we should recognize it for what it is. It's sociopathy, and it's porn. So, and I'm sorry, I've been rambling for a while. I know, please forgive me. I just want to make one more point. Why the frick do you allow, and obviously present company notwithstanding, but why are these people allowing themselves to be sexually attracted to, like, I get it, they're characters, they're cool characters, you connect with them, but they're horses. And we have seen in the furry fandom that very quickly, very easily turning into bestiality and zoophilia.
Well, I would say,
what would you say, Pedals?
I would say it's because they're anthropomorphized. When you look at a pony and you look at what an actual horse looks like, it's very, very fucking different. People just cross lines they're not supposed to, but like,
yeah,
I can almost understand it because if they also just
hall at Mare Fair.
You're just telling everybody now.
Well, we did. Might as well own it.
We could have just not mentioned it. You could have just not mentioned it.
The point is, we've seen it. and we've seen what's out there, and the amount of detail that people put into it, that does not just come from like, oh, this would be funny to draw. That comes from a place of at least genuine attraction or fantasy or it's a fetish. It's not a joke anymore at that point.
I just saw it as like ponies were already kind of anthropomorphized to begin with. Hell, you see a lot of like anthro art in those places too. And if people connect with a character, like part of being I feel a part of being a clopper is they connected with the character and were attracted to the personality. So like it's like how women can forgive a lot about appearance if they really, really like a dude because he's funny or something. I think guys are capable of that as well, being sexually attracted to a character that's not even human because they just love the personality that much.
Yeah. And I get that, but I've also seen the results, and I think that the fandom should be a little less permissive of it and a little less understanding. Like at a certain point,
That's the whole point.
and we have reached this point, it's weird and it's unhealthy and yeah, that there's nothing else to say. It's weird and it's unhealthy, and it definitely denotes somebody who's probably not right in the head, and you would probably be safer not associating with somebody like that. Unless they recognize, hey, I'm not right in the head and I want to get better, please help me.
The whole point of the fandom, though, is to be understanding and accepting, like the love and tolerance thing. Like, so you might not like what they do.
Yeah, and
I can get
like,
that. People who take it to the extreme are okay, but
when you get down to it, though, love and tolerance, like, yeah, I enjoy love and tolerance. I think that's a good thing. But at a certain point, love and tolerance are not compatible. It's the same exact thing of like, I would never tell somebody who's sick and overweight that they're healthy, right? And I love them, which is why I'm saying, hey, I'm bringing this issue to your attention because I would like to see you get better so you don't continue to hurt yourself. I don't want you to hurt yourself because I love you. But that is not tolerating their vice.
No, I think I would argue it still is. You're just being like probably unwelcome in a way, but you're being honest to them. Be like, hey, I love you, and you look like you're being pretty unhealthy. You'll probably tolerate whatever decision they make because you can't make someone eat well and diet if they don't want to. They'll probably take your advice and be like, well, I didn't ask you, or be like, I hear what you're saying, but I don't care. You can't make them do what you want them to do.
Right, and the line of tolerance stops at the point that it starts hurting other people as well.
Well, of course.
Yeah, when you have when you have a dead branch on your rose bush, you prune that sucker before it kills the rest of the rose bush. So that's yeah, bronies are weird. I would like us to get better. I know it's been 15 years. I would like us to get better.
Yeah, your hopes are up pretty high.
Well, if we come together and recognize how bad it is and just kind of like not give it the views, then I mean, yeah, we got to be better for ourselves, really.
Well, yeah, like any content you don't want to support, scroll away from it. But I think my perspective is, at the end of the day, I don't care what people are jerking off to.
Yeah, to a certain degree, it doesn't affect you, but like this guy said, it's starting to have its place in the conventions now.
It's at least got its slot for it because, like, that stuff's gonna exist and it's gonna be profitable. It's just a part of it. If you don't like it, you don't have to go. We even told you didn't have to go in there.
Would you skip it for me?
Skip it for you? Like, I should not go to places that you want me to go?
Yeah.
Because I was just following friends in there. Spoiler alert, I didn't buy anything. I was walking in there to laugh at stuff with freaking some of our friends because they had freaking stupid sex toys and stuff in there that were funny. I feel like it's kind of invasive to tell me, hey, don't go to adult spaces at a con, because then I feel like I have to go with you, when it's really, you're putting yourself in the situation at that point, because I told you specifically you didn't have to go in here with us. You can wait outside.
I don't know. I don't like. I how do I word this? I'm more comfortable sticking with my people, even if they're going into somewhere that I'm not comfortable with, right? Like, and I think that's coming from a place of protection for me. Like I don't trust these environments, so I don't want to leave you guys alone in there. Does that make sense?
It's in a convention. I get it, but it's also just like a smelly place in a convention center. There's nothing to be worried about.
All right, I'll just have to confront that inside myself then. Let's see here. Obscure official MLP voice actors. Are we at all interested in this one, or should we move on to one of the Reddit threads?
I guess I kind of wonder what are they talking about? Like,
all right. Do you want to take that one then, Heather?
sure, can you zoom a little more?
Sure. How's that?
All right. Yeah, that's good. Obscure official MLP voice actors by Midnox. Hey guys, here I am wanting to highlight a few voice actors who lent their voices in official MLP projects. While we all know the likes of Tara Strong, Andrea Libman, Tabia St. Germain, and Ashley Ball, plus other secondary ones, there are a few less known in their pony contribution but are well known elsewhere. Did you know your favorite Newgrounds, now professional VA, Kira Buckland, voiced some of your favorite ponies in MLP Storybook app? Huh, that is kind of obscure. Okay, so we're going into stuff that's not even the main shit.
I didn't
Well,
know
Brittany
Kira
Lotta
Buckland was a
also had roles
Newgrounds
there.
voice actor.
A lot of people start in crazy places. Nevermind in MLP ANG also had well-known VAs who, unlike Phil Lamar, are more obscure due to having background roles. Nevertheless, we have the likes of Laura Bailey, Carrie Wagreen, and Will Freddy. MLP Maritime Bay Adventures is also a great source of VAs who you may have heard in anime and video games. A lot of additional roles are fulfilled by the likes of Julie Nathanson. Remember Robin from Powerpuff Girls? Oh, Alex Lee and Don M. Bennett. That game has all their main characters having their voice actors from Make Your Mark to the rest of G5, except for Zip being voiced by Abby Trott. Yes, you heard me hearing Zip's, you'd be hearing Zip Storm here. This will be all. I've known I've missed a few, but have to stay under the word limit. But I hope I have shed some light of VAs who we know from somewhere else, but had no idea they had official pony roles. With that, I bid you adieu. That is kind of cool. That is kind of cool. Like, we're going past just like, oh, the main show stuff, which people would already know, but like into the obscure, like, oh, Storybook app, some of the little games. I mean, it's some of his Gen 5 stuff, so whatever, but I guess it's cool.
Yeah. Let's see here. What do you think, DJ?
Let's see. I kind of spaced there for a second. I'm not sure what happened.
All right, that's my cue to move on. The purpose of Bring Back Tell Your Tale. The anti-Mixmaster.
Whoa!
Let's see what this one has to say. DJ, do you want to take this one?
Sure. Let me go ahead here. Imagine how shocked G5 fans like myself were when Hasbro announced that G5 was ending. What we were promised, 25 more episodes of Tell Your Tale Season 2 and 3, more specials were suddenly taken away from us. It's like how Equestria Girls got abruptly cancelled without a proper conclusion due to MLP G4 as a whole coming to an end. I love G4 too, and I feel so bad for everyone who worked on it. It infuriates me that G4 purists were booing G5 staff at conventions because they're such wonderful people and they don't deserve this at all. Do we have any evidence of that?
Okay, so it happened, as far as we know, once at, I believe, a Russian convention.
At Russia, we boo all of you. Same with G5 fans getting harassed. Nobody deserves this at all. It's like Hasbro never cared about G5 in the first place. It had great storylines and catchy tunes. Twilight Sparkle from G4 even made a guest appearance and was supposed to make another. I'm guessing the plot lines of the proposed second season of Make Your Mark ended up being used in Tell Your Tale, but I could be wrong. So what did I do regarding everything? As people began preparing fan animations and starting petitions to bring it back, I created a hashtag Bring Back Tell Your Tale on Twitter and posts I make because they songs and storylines that we'll never likely get to see on screen, and if anything, I wish I could let Hasbro know this because there's no easy way to contact them at the moment. I'm worried about MLP's future. What if AI completely takes it over in G6? No one wants that. No, worse, we're getting live action, remember? My favorite G5 pony, Sunny Starscout, represents hope, and if anything, we should be more like Sunny and hope for the best so we could see storylines such as where alicorns come from, new ponies, etc. G4 and 5 taught us a lot, and we can only hope that if this hashtag unexpectedly goes viral, if I keep using it. And if you like, you can use it as well in your social media posts. MLP always represented friendship and magic, and in times when the world is crazy, we need it more than ever.
Two things.
Okay, got a little preachy there at the end.
Oh yeah, it's the anti-Mixmaster. Two things. I would take live action MLP 1,000 times before I even considered an artificially generated show. So yeah, nobody wants it. That is definitely not worse than live action, DJ. But yeah,
By your take.
like listen, unless you want to come up with the hundreds of millions of dollars it would take to put that show back on and then fight with Sony and Discovery and Hasbro for the copyrights to all these characters, which would probably take another couple $100 million, it's not going to happen. I'll tell you the same thing we told Mixmaster. You're better off doing it yourself. Make your fan animations. Some of these songs and episodes and animatics and stuff that never quite made it to completion are getting slowly released. I've seen them posting about it on Equestria Daily a couple of times. You can work with that. That's finished audio right there. You can finish it if you learn the skills and it's something that you're passionate about. I highly encourage you to pursue it on your own. You can do it. We believe in you. I would even like to see it. The fandom needs more content creators because that's going to be the type of thing that lets the suits know that the fandom is still active and we're still interested. And all they have to do is make a good show. That has always been the only requirement. Make a good show. But there's not going to be any amount of petition that's going to bring it back. I don't know why. It's just a little bit frustrating to me seeing the petitions. I feel like the effort could be much better spent. Any other thoughts?
Really I get the idea that it's canceled too early. There was some promise for G5, clearly not enough for a majority of the writers to actually care about what they were doing, since a lot of their storylines make no sense when you look at it as a whole, and especially as a follow-up. I hate when sequel writers come in that obviously did not read or watch the original. Leads to so many problems.
Yeah, as I understand, they were also dealing with the fact that they couldn't legally use any of the characters. So how are you going to make a sequel that's supposed to directly play off of that if you're not even allowed to use the characters or reference them or mention them or anything like that? It should have never... This is why I keep saying it could have been fine. It could have been fine even as it was. I mean, yeah, there were some pretty glaring plot holes in that, but almost all of G5's issues stem from the fact that it was trying to be a sequel to Friendship is Magic, and they should have never done that.
I don't know. I never had an issue with it being a sequel to Friendship is Magic. If anything, that made it more appealing.
And that's exactly why they did that. They needed
to know what they were doing.
They had unqualified writers. They couldn't use the characters, but they wanted to piggyback off of Friendship is Magic because they knew they were going to sucker in people like you. But that's exactly the thing. Because they knew they could sucker in people like you that would be appealed to it just because it was a sequel to Friendship is Magic, they shot themselves in the foot and they solved one problem. How do we get our initial audience? And created 10 more in doing that. All of their problems stem from the fact that they tried to be a sequel to Friendship is Magic. All of their continuity errors that they had, all of their animation problems that they had, all stemmed from we're trying to be a sequel to Friendship is Magic. So they should have never done that.
I can't agree with that logic.
What's wrong with it?
Well, for one thing, the animation thing was always going to be an issue because it was a 3D show. Clearly by a company that had never made it on a television budget before.
Yeah, there were clearly there were some episodes that were better than others in terms of their animation.
And a lot of it was easily fixed, is just changing your plot line. It could easily have been a great sequel, but they had writers that saw it as a kids show and they treated it with kitty gloves rather than treating it as a story.
Heather, what do you think? You're more of a G5 person than I am.
That's not really saying much, honestly. Like, I tried with Generation 5. The Make Your Mark on Netflix, I gotta say, it was just really boring. Like, I gave it the honest to God try. I watched a whole season of it. It took me forever to get through it because it was so boring. Tell Your Tale was a little more fun, but, and I guess I feel bad for people who got really invested in it, like not being able to enjoy it anymore, but it probably just isn't succeeding for a good reason. I don't know why. It just didn't capture I'm a very character driven person. If you got characters I like, most likely I'm going to stick around. They had one character I liked, only one. Because the rest of them weren't horrible, but they were just boring. No, it was Zip. Obviously, Zip is the best. You shut the hell up.
I thought you went for the more fun one. Sorry.
Zip is way cooler and way more fun, and she had a really cool fucking VR headset that she'd wear in public because that's what cool people do. I really liked her design. I loved her wings. I liked that she was a princess, but she's also a detective. And I really wanted to see where her character arc went, but everything that happened around her was boring.
DJ, which character did you say was the fun one?
Izzy.
No.
Izzy, the unicorn?
No, she's just annoying. There was not 1 second she was ever on the screen that I wasn't just, you are grating my nerves.
She's like
She was great in the movie.
Best.
She was my favorite character in the movie.
She drove me freaking nuts in the movie.
Nah.
I don't
Izzy
think
was the best character in the movie.
I don't think there was a single character I actually liked in the movie.
Why couldn't we keep getting more Equestria girls? I wanted more dolls.
I could sort of go with Heather and say that Zip. Zip was the most down to earth by a long shot.
She was smart. She was fun. She was cool. If you had put her in freaking G4, would have loved the shit out of her.
I will say the show definitely made it seem more like Zip was the main character than Sunny.
Didn't it feel that way sometimes? Because Zip was the one that was actually trying to figure shit out. And Sunny was always just trying to go around. She was basically just going with what the daily vibes were. How the fuck is she the alicorn?
It felt like they completed Sunny's arc in the movie and just left her character there. She never progressed further.
She didn't really do anything.
Which just kind of falls into my issue with the writing, that they just treated it as a kid's show. Which, yeah, you can have episodic storylines and everything, but it's clear they weren't trying to have an episodic story. They wanted a plot, but they didn't treat it as an ongoing story.
You know what their problem was also?
It feels like each one was written by a different writer.
I think their problem is they didn't really have a good villain either, because that'll also get me through a show is if the villain's very like coolly designed and really fun. Fucking their villain in Make Your Mark and Tell Your Tale sucked. She was super.
I lost
lame.
interest in Opaline when the Celestia and Luna thing came in because that made no freaking sense.
Yeah, I mean, sure, her hair was ugly. That's my complaint right there. She had ugly hair. Color choice, awful.
Before we move off of Equestria Daily, we got to answer the poll here. What was your favorite part pony race? Kieran, Bat Pony, Sea Pony, Crystal, Breezy, Changeling, Zebra, or other? I think it was Zebra.
Let me see.
I'd say my favorite was Kieran.
I wouldn't consider a changeling part pony. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm between Kieran and Bat Pony because I love being goth.
I would not have guessed Kieran's to be goth, but okay.
No, I said Bat Pony. I said I'm between Kieran and Bat Pony because I love being goth because Bat Pony. But then again, when they turn into Nyrix, that's metal as fuck.
It is.
Yeah.
I wish we had more. We should have had a couple more episodes with Kieran.
I wish we had more zebras. All we got was Zecora. I'm not counting the season 10 comics. I'm not counting the season 10 comics. Those were awful.
I liked them. They were interesting.
And
I enjoy a comic or two.
Let's see here. I'm going to, so I'll agree with Heather on Kieran. What do we think?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll say the Sea Ponies were a good update, at least.
What?
You or someone on your Wi-Fi network has already voted. What the frick?
Let's see the results.
So
Let's see the results. I swear to God, I've not been on this site in forever. Kieran is winning. Bat Pony's the second. Yeah, so my two choices were basically two of the best ones.
I'm actually surprised that Bat Pony and Kieran aren't closer in it.
Bat Ponies are quite the fan favorite.
Honestly though, Bat Ponies are old news. I mean, Kieran's are the new hot thing, even though they came out years ago.
Already.
I mean, we never really had anything focused on the Bat Pony. The closest we had was Flutterbat. Otherwise, they were just background characters.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Heather, our first Reddit thread, it has been deleted.
You son of a bitch! Who did you think was valid during this scene? I don't remember. Do you see the picture in your DMs when I sent it to you? What? What?
The first comment tells us what it was.
You're not allowed to delete it.
It's from the movie.
Between
Pinky and Twilight.
Oh, okay. It was between Pinky and Twilight Sparkle.
Okay, so yeah, when Pinky when Twilight stole the pearl from the Sea Ponies, and then they had their argument about it. So who was wrong in that situation?
I will say, I think it was very manipulative of Twilight because clearly she had this plan the whole time and she didn't really clue her friends in on it. Like, it was really a good part of the movie to represent how she was kind of losing trust in her own friends.
Yeah. And
it's not like I don't understand, but like that was a betrayal on her part.
Right. And by the same token, her friends would have never allowed her to go along with that plan. Like, there's a reason Twilight didn't run that by. There's a reason Twilight didn't run that by them. It's because they all would have told her off for it. Any other thoughts?
Well, on one hand, Twilight's logic does make sense. Like, hey, if we get this pearl from them, we can turn in other people in Equestria to different creatures, fearsome ones, and take Equestria back. It's a sound plan, and sometimes you do have to break the rules of like, well, it's not okay to steal. And did they really need the pearl? They're all already sea ponies. You just gotta borrow it from them. They can stay sea ponies and safe for like ever, like they plan to. So I get it. But like honestly, I thought it was kind of arrogant of her to think that she would be able to steal it with the security. Like, come on, stake that place out for a couple days and see what the security is like. Like, freaking, you said like you got a couple minutes left in this thing. Maybe you try to prolong that time, be like, wait, but I'm sorry, I know you won't let us take the pearl, but can we at least stay here for a couple days, regroup, and see where we should go or what we should do next? Like, there were better ways to do this plan.
Heather, you're just taking from Atlantis.
Fuck Atlantis.
Well, no.
It's just
He's
the
talking
plot
about
of
the
Atlantis.
yeah. He's talking about the
Disney movie.
Atlantis.
Oh yeah. I used to like that movie, and I don't. But like when I was a kid, so I don't really remember it. But like, is that what? Well, maybe that's where I'm getting it from. That was a better plan. The bad guy almost won.
That was their excuse to stay there to betray them. We request, can we stay one night to rest and recoup?
Yeah, that's how you do it, because then they feel
And
like
then
the
they backstab
assholes
them.
if they refuse to. So, like, Twilight, maybe you should have done the Atlantis Gambit. That's all I'm saying.
That's such a good movie.
It was
I
very beautifully
I need to
animated.
rewatch it. I need to rewatch it, but I know
I wish
it
the
was,
TV show had gotten off the ground, but no, it didn't make any money because it wasn't a musical.
I do like musicals, though. Now, yeah, Brony, you might like it. The animation is very nice, and, it's got some cool stuff going on.
Don't watch the sequel.
Don't watch the sequel.
I mean, I
It was a
barely ever
direct
watch.
video of the first 5 episodes they made of the TV show.
I barely watch Disney movies anyway. I'm sure as frick not gonna waste my time on a Disney straight-to-video sequel. But maybe I'll rewatch Atlantis. I know I've seen it at least once.
Such
But,
a good movie.
Let's move on here. Am I the only one who feels like Awizoodle's redemption literally makes no sense? No, you are not literally the only one. I do believe everybody in this call agrees with you.
Are you putting it back on the stream screen?
Yeah. Wait, is it not still there? You guys should
It's
be
on the
able to see
Brony.
it.
There we go.
Yeah, remember,
I meant
we're
on
on
the
like a
YouTube one.
10-second delay. But yeah. So, Heather, I want you to speak on this topic because I know you're the most passionate.
I do love Awizoodle. He used to be my boo. I have a plushie of him somewhere, believe it or not. Officially licensed, dubious at best, I don't know. But have we watched the rest of what they read the rest of what they said?
All right, let's see here.
Oh boy.
God, they
I was
wrote a lot.
binging the show. Oh God, all right.
Yeah,
That's not. I was binging the show and finished it beginning to end. Around the end of season 9, an episode appeared where for some reason they redeemed this character. Now this was confusing because from what I remember after binging the series, every time I saw him, he is always talking about taking over the world and wanting revenge on Daring Do, and always seems to want the artifacts to take over the world. Hell, he's even tried to kill her a few times over it. But then in this episode, for some reason, it's established that he was only just trying to get the treasures to protect them, and also because the other gods would get mad at him or make fun of him because he didn't do his job. I know something along those lines. But the problem with this is from the times I've seen him, he has never suggested he wanted to protect those things, but used them for evil and taking over the world. There's not even hints at him suggesting that he's bluffing either. And you can't even say Daring Do was making up stuff about him because there was literally an episode where Rainbow Dash tagged along and literally saw firsthand that he was serious about that stuff. Even does it a few more times and the other episodes about Daring Do before the season 9 episode, and in those few episodes I never see anything implying that that was the reason. So is there any sort of continuity thing that I missed? Was it established somewhere in one of the My Little Pony comics? Was there hints that I missed? If you guys have any explanation. No, they screwed it up.
Yeah, no, it was a big total fucking retcon. He was trying to blot out the sun in one of the first episodes we physically fucking saw him. And like, even in the books, I read the fucking Daring Do books, motherfucker. And in the ones he's in, it's very clear that he's trying to do stuff to like world domination and all that crap. It's very, like, this episode was frustrating. Like, I would understand if you had this kind of thing going from the get-go, but no, you didn't. I don't know who wrote it, but I'm wondering if the one who wrote it even like looked at the continuity of like the Daring Do sort of subplot that was going on in My Little Pony, because like this is just like kind of, it just fucks with so much. It kind of reeks of like new writer came on and decided to just change some shit for an episode. Like, it's not like I couldn't have got on board with this if it was established, but I hate it when we have episodes that like immediately conflict with pre-established, like, what do they call them, dynamics that have been in the show for seasons, for years. Like, you pulled this out of your ass.
This episode was written by Nicole Dubac. I'm trying to see what else she wrote.
Yeah,
Shadowplay,
I don't think she's been there.
School Days, Marks for Effort, Matter of Principle, School Raise, Uprooted, Sparkle 7, The Last Crusade, Daring Dot, The Ending of the End. So the only good episodes she wrote were freaking
Sparkle 7.
Well, School Raise was all right. Yeah, Sparkle 7. I could go either way on The Last Crusade and The Ending at the End. So she doesn't have a great track record. Shadowplay.
Yeah, lady. Looks like it was all new stuff. So I wonder, like, did you only like get the spark notes of like the prior episodes and they just said write something, and that, or did you just freaking watch it and immediately disregard some of the characterization that had already been established? Like, what happened, man? What happened?
Yeah. And not only that, but to twist it in the direction of like I want to just ask her, like, hey, you changed Aoizotl from what he was in the show to what he more closely resembled in the original Aztec myths.
Which I could respect if that's what you wanted to bring it back to, but like, you would have had to found a better way to do it. Like, maybe he gets in trouble because they're like, hey, you're not acting the way you're supposed to because you're supposed to be a guardian. It's time for you to turn good, and maybe make that a thing. But like, the thing, yeah, you fucked up the story that was previously established.
Yeah. Let's see what the comments say real quick. Agreed. 800 years of unrelenting heat. Oh yeah, no, he wasn't trying to blot out the sun, Heather. He was trying to intensify it.
Oh yeah, that sounds like it's not gonna be bad at all.
Yeah, so everybody agrees. Moving on.
It's
What's
clumsy, but I see where they were going with it.
Really? What do you see? Oh shoot, wrong button. There
I'm
we go.
seeing that he takes guardianship way too far.
I gotta
What
take over the world. That's the only way I'm
any
gonna
of
protect
this
everything.
What aspect
Can I
of this
finish?
is guardianship of anything? But yeah, go ahead.
Kill everyone else so no one ever touches the artifacts again.
That's bull, and I don't buy it.
That's
It's
shit insane.
It's quite
shit.
the plan.
Trying too hard with it.
Yeah.
That seems to make sense to me.
Oh.
It's still clumsy
Yeah,
as all heck, but that can definitely be
I
the
was
idea
seeing
behind
like
it.
so much stuff in the sidebar that's like, was this a retcon? Do you guys know this about Aoizotl's lore? He's actually this thing, and I swear they're pulling pictures. Like, you guys know I made a fucking character spotlight on fucking Aoizotl years ago. You can watch it. I would give you all that fucking information without the shitty redemption stuff. Subscribe to my channel.
Hang on a second. I'm actually going to pull it up and put it in the chat.
Yeah.
Princess Petals Blossom, character spotlight, Aoizotl. This is where I'm going to spell it wrong. Asking out Aoizotl.
That's what I called it, because I like alliterative titles. Don't mind the funny, cringy openers. I might have been cringe, but that's okay. I wasn't hurting nobody.
Well, I just put it in the chat. Everybody go watch this video after our streams tonight. So yeah, you can watch.
Yeah.
We can finish this stream, and then you can watch my gaming stream, and then you can watch Huddle's gaming stream, and then you can go to church tomorrow morning, and then you can come back and watch that video.
Dude, they can't go to church after logging off my midnight stream. Why would you make them get up like that? This is why people don't go to church, because you...
Goji Line saying everybody's cringe except for me.
Yeah, let's go with that logic.
All right,
I will say, Brony.
Yeah.
I'm sorry I didn't realize sooner, but today is International Rabbit Day. So I put rabbits in your DMs.
I've been seeing
Happy
them. I like that a lot. Maybe I'll pull them up in a second.
Yeah.
So, what do these two characters have in common? We have Retard Rainbow Dash, and we've got Anakin Skytard. What do they have in common? I have no idea. Extremely
That's what
talented.
I wanted to talk about today.
Extremely talented in their field, perhaps.
Go back.
Arrogance?
Let me look at the picture they chose. Ah, God. Both talented in their fields, but both could have the same things that lead them over to the dark side, which is pride and passion, but the passion twisted to anger, anger leading to hate, hate leads to suffering. I don't know what Yoda said.
No, that's about right. Egos, yeah.
Arrogance.
I could see Rainbow Dash coming to the dark side.
Rusty saying they're both tards. DJ, what do you think?
Yeah,
What do they have in common?
Stupid plans.
Arrogance.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose so.
That's literally Anakin's whole issue, is that he's very arrogant.
Let's see what the rash, hot-headed, goes into situations without having a plan, saving face with a "this is the plan" mentality. Overconfidence.
I think Anakin's turn out better more than Rainbow's, though.
Both have an orange protege, Scootaloo and Ahsoka.
Oof.
Both had to replace parts of their body with cybernetics after sustaining injuries in battle. Okay. Both like racing. Terrorism!
It's not terrorism when you're doing it as part of the government.
Is it? Gee.
Let's see here. Stubborn and big egos. When they go dark, they go all out. Always being told not to try it and then trying it anyways.
A challenge to them.
All right.
They
Last
turned her
thread.
against them.
Zephyr Breeze isn't a cautionary tale, it's a threat. I'm not entirely sure I understand this. Nobody wants to be like this guy. No, I've known several people that take pride in being like this guy. Y'all remember Toon Critic? Holy frick, there's actually a call of me like yelling at him for, being a manipulative piece of trash and stealing. I think he stole something in the vicinity of like $1,700. And this from somebody's charity. And this was before we knew he was a pedophile. So I'm sitting there freaking yelling at him, and he's like, not everybody can. I'm like, you need to freaking get a job and be a contributing member of society. And he goes, not everybody can be like you. And I freaking hate when people say that, because guys, there is absolutely jack freaking squat special about me. I literally just try. I literally just choose to do the right thing. It's that simple.
I was gonna say, that's not even being like you. That's just being like a regular fucking person, dude. I know it's difficult for you to fucking, fathom this, but there are ways you can be a normal person.
Yeah. I don't know I believe that call got uploaded to YouTube. I don't know where. I wouldn't, listen, guys, I'm gonna be honest here, and I probably shouldn't have called attention to it, but I was not on my best. in that call. I'm kind of ashamed of my own behavior in that call, but so I'm not sure where it is. I wouldn't recommend it looking it up. I'm not proud of it. But yeah, it did happen. So let's see here. Complacent,
if you call
lazy,
him a few
unambitious.
slurs, I was gonna say if you call him a few slurs, I don't think anyone's gonna mind considering he's a piece of shit.
I actually don't think I did call him any slurs. I threatened his health. I
mean,
told
like,
him
whatever.
I've told him I've hospitalized people for less. I remember saying that. Let's see here. Complacent, lazy, unambitious, yet thoroughly narcissistic. The mere mention of his name causes people to drop what they're doing and browse. Indeed. Zephyr Breeze was meant to be a cautionary tale, but saying you're like Zephyr Breeze is a threat. How is it a threat? I don't understand the wording here.
You're like Zephyr Breeze. I'm hearing voices outside my house. Anyways, when I see it, I thought they were going for like the show is putting a threat like, hey, keep act like they have like a bad opinion of people that are getting close to like Zephyr Breeze's style of being, and they'll be like, hey, keep acting like a piece of shit like him, and you'll end up in a tent in the Everfree Forest, motherfucker. That's what I thought they were going with it.
Thinking the same
Yeah,
thing.
essentially, like, do you want to be this guy, the guy that nobody likes, that makes basically the face of the show Rainbow Dash uncomfortable? Like, you can be that bad. Don't be, or we'll put you in a tent in the Everfree Forest.
But the thing about that is that people like this. This episode showed it too. They choose to be like this. Now, this episode had a happy ending where the dude realizes he chooses to be like this and then chooses to work his way out of it. But that's exceedingly rare. I'd like to see more of it, but it is very, very rare. People who are narcissistic, they not only do they get like this, complacent, lazy, unambitious, all this other stuff. These are all just symptoms of narcissism. And they don't have the capacity to look inward and see the problem more often than not. So,
well, I guess sorry.
Yeah.
So I was gonna say, I guess I liked how the episode framed it then, because they made it very clear nobody liked him and nobody tolerated his shit until he got it together.
Yeah. And that's how you need to treat people like this in your life. They need to get the narcissism beaten out of them. It's the only treatment that we have for such a mental illness. Just suplex.
Kick them in the ass.
Yeah, there's something wrong with their brain, and it needs percussive maintenance to fix. It's the only thing that works. But we're gonna close this out by looking at some rabbits. Behold.
Wait, a rabbit?
Yeah.
Looks closer to a
International
terrier.
Rabbit Day.
International Rabbit Day.
International Rabbit Day.
Noise.
What the heck is this
Everybody
thing you
loves
sent
them
me?
the noise.
A lot of
Cabbage.
cabbage.
Oh, geez. Oh, what do we got here?
I follow a lot of people that post rabbits, specifically for the purpose of sending Brony pictures of rabbits. Brony, what's your favorite thing about rabbits?
They are cute and soft. They are quiet. And I like the way they hop. And sometimes they cuddle. And I am a fan.
Look at this one's chin.
Yeah. He
Ugh.
needs to get brushed. He's shedding a lot.
It's
Like-
probably that time.
Yeah, when
He
you
does
see all
eat,
those
he
like
does
little
eat.
tufts on those back, that's shed hair trying to come out. He needs to get brushed bad. He's probably really hot.
You got to get a slicker brush on that.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed tonight's broadcast of Brony Debates. Hope you had fun watching. Thanks for all those who tuned in. Come back in a few minutes, and I'm going to torture myself with some Ponyvania for probably, I don't know, I might go for a full, I'll either go for 45 minutes or I'll go for the full hour. And then we're going to go hang out on Pedal's stream. What are you doing tonight, Pedals?
I'm gonna play Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh
Right.
no, Heather. The frickin' mentally ill gender specials are gonna come after you.
It's good for views.
Yeah.
Monetize the haters.
Hate watch me all you want. Your hate's feeding me.
Good.
Yes, I'll see you guys there.
Good. Yep. So thanks everybody for tuning in. We will see you again in a few minutes for some Ponyvania. And until then, stay safe. God bless and have a wonderful night. Say goodnight, everybody.